You weren't confused. It just felt easier to call it that. Confusion gives you time. It gives you space to stay without deciding. Because if you admit that you see it clearly, then something changes. And you knew that. That's why you kept going back over the same moments, replaying conversations, rereading messages, looking for something you could have misunderstood, but it wasn't unclear. It was uncomfortable. There is a difference. Confusion feels like fog. This didn't feel like fog. It felt like a quiet knowing you kept trying to soften. You saw the inconsistency. You noticed how things didn't match. What they said and what they did didn't line up. And you felt it. Not once, not suddenly, but slowly. In small moments that didn't sit right. The pause after a message. The tone that shifted when it mattered. The effort that wasn't returned the same way. You noticed all of it. You just didn't want that to be the answer. Because if it was, then staying would start to feel different. It wouldn't feel like patience. It would feel like ignoring yourself. And that's the harder truth to sit with. So you gave it more time. You told yourself it just needed understanding. That maybe they were going through something. That maybe you were expecting too much. That maybe you just needed to be a little more patient, a little more flexible, a little less reactive. But underneath all of that, there was something steady, something quiet, something that didn't change no matter how many times you tried to reframe it. You knew, not loudly, not dramatically, but consistently. And that's the part that's hard to explain, because it doesn't come with proof. It doesn't come with a clear moment you can point to. It builds quietly until one day you realize you are not confused. You are just not willing to keep pretending you don't see it. And that shift is subtle, but it changes everything. Because now you can't go back to how you were before. You can't unsee what you have already felt. You can't unknow what kept you showing up the same way. And suddenly, what you used to tolerate feels heavier. What you used to explain feels unnecessary. What you used to question feels clear. Not easy, but clear. And clarity doesn't rush you. It doesn't force you to act immediately, but it removes something. It removes the illusion that you don't know. And once that's gone, your relationship with everything starts to shift. You stop looking for confirmation. You stop needing more conversations to understand it better. You stop asking yourself if you're overthinking, because deep down, you already answered that. And now, it's not about figuring it out. It's about what you do with what you already know. And that part doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small decisions, and what you respond to, and what you no longer explain, and how you start protecting your energy without needing to justify it. And slowly, you come back to yourself, not because everything suddenly makes sense, but because you stop talking yourself out of what you feel. You were never confused. You were just giving yourself time to be ready to see it.